Hello, good evening. Tonight I want to talk about breakups, which is a difficult subject for a lot of us, and but it's a crucial part of relationships. You know, there's a beginning for a lot, and like not all relationships are meant to last forever. Not all journeys are supposed to last forever. There's a beginning and an end, and the breakup is the end. And I feel it's a very necessary subject to talk about because it is very painful. It's painful if you end it. It's also painful if you are the one that someone ends it with. And so I'd like to take pause and just discuss why breakups are so hard. Besides for the obvious, because somebody maybe didn't want it to end, because you invested time. There's a lot of obvious things, but I just want to take a moment to dig a little deeper because that's what I like to do. So let's dig a little deeper. There's an awesome website called the Psych Mind, and they really delved into breakups, and they had an awesome quote that really kind of defined why breakups are so hard. And they said that breakups are so hard to deal with because the body and mind literally are going through withdrawals like a drug because we become addicted to love. Like a drug. Because we've become addicted to love. That's crazy. I mean, when you think about it, and I had someone tell me this once, that they had a broken heart from a relationship, and they said that somebody told them that they should take an aspirin and that they would feel better because the physical manifestation of the actual broken heart was causing them pain and fatigue and depression, and it was like hurting, it was physically hurting them inside, that if you actually take a pill, that it'll make it feel better, that it's physically painful. And it is. Like if you have fallen in love and that love ends, it is physically painful. So why are breakups so hard? It's the obvious thing, you don't want it to end, but what do you do and how do you cope when it ends and you're not ready? And I think that's just something that, you know, a lot of us want the answer to, right? I think we've all been in the position that something has ended, we weren't ready, it's not fair. What do we do about this now? Like, I'm sitting here still in love. It's the most vulnerable spot in the world to be, is to be in love, because that's already vulnerable. That's already such a vulnerable spot. Because you can't control if you've fallen in love. When you've fallen in love, that's why they call it falling in love. I've fallen in love. So you've already fallen in love, and then someone has decided that journey of you being in love is done. Oh, it's one of the worst feelings in the world. So how do you cope? What are the tools that we can use to feel more empowered, to feel better? And that's kind of what I want to focus on. The main thing that I want everyone to take away that I have found to be comforting, and may be comforting for you, may not. Not all journeys with every single person, no matter how attached we were to a specific outcome, are supposed to last forever. They're just not. And for whatever reason, there is a bigger plan out there, and journeys have to come to an end. And we may not understand in that moment why, but if you look back, every single journey was supposed to end. Every single one. So in the moment when you're in pain and in agony, besides for really, really taking care of yourself, understand that it happened for a reason. That even though there's something inside of you, it's like, I didn't want it to. It's actually making it worse because there's something working out there in this universe that said it's time for it to end, and let's focus on something else. There's something else that your mind, your body, your soul is supposed to be focusing on. And now it's up to you to find what that is. And also, it's the whole kind of, I mean, it's kind of cliche, but it's very, I think, relevant in this case. When one door closes, another one is about to open. So it's time to prepare. It's time to rejuvenate. It's time to get ready. It's not necessarily time, oh, this relationship is done. Next week, I'm out on the market. I'm ready. We don't recover from broken hearts that quickly. So I suggest take time and heal. Take time for your broken heart. Take time to really reflect and look back on everything that you loved about being in that relationship, everything you loved about yourself, everything you loved about that person, and identify things that you didn't, because we all have it in every relationship. What didn't I like? What don't I like about that relationship, or things about that person, or things about myself that I didn't like? Kind of just sit there with yourself and evaluate that. Like, did I like the way that I felt all the time? Or are there things that I wanted to do that I wish I did and didn't do, or didn't say, or what have you? And appreciate the time that you have now to reflect on all of that, and just the time that you have for yourself. You don't have to answer to anyone right now. You are completely free. Like, honestly, there's very few times in life, if you really look back on it, that you're free. It is all about you right now. Like, spoil yourself rotten. It's all about you. And prepare for the next amazing person that could be entering your life, and you have no idea when. But be ready. Breakups happen, and wonderful loves happen too. I think it's the healthiest thing in the moment to mourn the loss, because it's a loss. It is a broken heart is pain. It's one of the worst pains. Mourn the loss, heal. But our hearts are stubborn, because love is it's the best drug. And prepare yourself for the next best love.